Chad, it has been roughly, and I say this with a big italics around roughly, 2 years since we started making Poirot Pals.
Yeah, it's been just about exactly 2 years since we started this lovely project in which I believe our first episode says that we have endeavored to read and discuss all 33 of Agatha Christie's Hercule Poirot novels.
And you know what? I was actually listening to one of the Styles episodes the other day, and I'll go into why in a bit. But we were joking. You were like, haha, it'll probably take us until 2030. And in 2025, honestly, that's seeming just around the corner.
Yep.
And we've done like 4.5 books.
Yeah, something like that. We did Styles, then we did Lynx. We did Halloween Party, Lynx, and then we started Ackroyd.
Oh, yeah. We started Ackroyd, and then we were like, how about let's take a really quick break.
Just a quick break from Ackroyd.
To do like a brief Christmas episode that we're still in 10 months later.
Yeah, exactly. I guess maybe one of the things that we should, well, first of all, I want to say happy 2-year anniversary.
Oh, yes. I feel like we should be wearing party hats.
So do I. I think we should also, I should have gotten us sashes of some kind.
Next year.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 3 years is the sash anniversary. That's right. Okay.
Yeah, we'll have to add an accessory every year. But yeah, sorry, I interrupted you. You said you wanted to say something, and I don't know what you wanted to say.
Oh, no, I just wanted to say at the top, happy 2 years of doing this lovely podcast. And we are going to discuss a little bit about why we haven't put out as many episodes. We've both been very busy. We both have had different things come up over this past year, but we still love doing this podcast.
Oh, yeah. We're still here. We will be here like the world is ended. Everything is in flames. And you and I will have our little microphones and our like stacks of Poirot books. And it's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely amazing. And honestly, depending on what the world looks like then, maybe easier to record because
we won't have as much to do.
Right. And then you immediately become sick of me within like 20 minutes.
Like, wow, I really don't like this. No.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
At all. Not at all. No.
Chad.
It'll be us and the cockroaches.
Right, exactly. And Keith Richards. That's who it'll be.
What a great group.
What a great group.
We're having so much fun with this. It never feels like work, which maybe is like a cliche, but it doesn't. I always just, whenever I'm doing Poirot Pals activities or things like that, it just feels like pure fun. And I feel like that's a reason to keep going.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you guys are having fun with us too. It's been pretty cool. I feel like we've picked up a lot of new listeners this year. So hi, thank you. We're so happy that you're here with us. We've been hearing really positive feedback from people who are really enjoying what we do.
Thank you, because it's awesome to see.
We have exciting stuff ahead, mostly finishing Christmas in Ackroyd. But I did want to say, I think I can share now.
Okay.
That one of the reasons why we've been a little slower, or I've been a little slower this year, is because I'm having a baby really soon. Like maybe next week, maybe tomorrow, maybe later this evening. It's pending. So I have been physically quite preoccupied with growing a human. So this might be the last episode that I record for the year, but you better believe that I'll be really excited to do something other than hang out with a baby in early 2026.
The other thing too, and like that is obviously the most important information that you will get from this podcast, and congratulations. It's going to be amazing. Everyone is very excited, but you did kind of mention that this episode will likely be the last one that you have time to record in 2025, but you did give me the green light for me to then do my solo musical renditions of the books we've covered so far.
Oh my God, I can't wait for that.
Those will be coming out. A lot of it, I don't want to be weird about it because I've kind of recently gotten into this genre. A lot of it's going to be kind of hip hop. And I'm just so excited. I got to find things to rhyme with Hercule. But I think other than that, it's going to be great. So
I don't know, man. There's potential for cuteness. Maybe there's a Poirot onesie in her future. Who knows?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
We'll keep people updated with that. But yeah, I think we will hold off on reading her first Poirot novel to her for a while.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes
like 2
sense.
weeks.
2 or 3 weeks. I mean, I think maybe wouldn't it be funny if there was like a version of a Halloween Party that was like one of those felt books for babies?
Oh my
God. Those little soft corners.
The closest I can come to that is like the Edward Gorey books that are really, really dark, which I loved as a kid. And I'm like, this explains a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, those can get pretty grim. So of course we're giving those to her immediately. We're like, here's the macabre. Now this is the letter A. I did want to mention, this was so interesting, kind of weird, but cool. So you and I were joking when we started the podcast that I had kind of forced you into this because I wanted a book club.
Right.
And I was invited to a book club this year, which is like, wow, how long have I been waiting for that? But like the first meeting that I went to, and I knew one person there, Poirot came up and I was like, okay, Morris, like, are you going to mention that you have a podcast or are you not going to? And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to be brave in this moment and mention it. Because like, I was like, the longer it goes on, it's going to be weirder if I don't mention this thing. Especially if they're like Poirot fans, like in the book club. So I mentioned it and people were like, oh my God, I'll give it a listen. And I was like, don't worry, you don't ever have to listen to this thing. Like, please don't feel obligated to. But people did, and they were so kind and nice about like the positive feedback and things like that. So I was able to go to a couple of meetings this year. Some of them I couldn't because I was in pregnancy fatigue zone, and just like a lot of this year, I was a lady in a Victorian painting that had just swooned. That was kind of my status this year.
You asked all of your friends. This was before you even told us you were pregnant. You're like, could you send fainting couches?
Yeah, exactly.
We were like, yes, we can.
So many fainting couches. I just trip over them now.
Which is really hazardous. We should get rid of some of them, frankly.
Yeah. So anyways, I was able to go to a couple of meetings and people always said really nice things. Hadn't gone in a while. And then I guess someone had said, we've read some like really heavy books lately. We need to like really change things up. Let's read The Mysterious Affair at Styles.
Okay.
And let's listen to the Poirot Pals episodes.
Oh, wow.
And I was so complimented and at the same time terrified.
Sure. Yeah.
But no, it was really, really cool. I did get a chance to like reread Styles. So my God, I've read it like 1,000 times. But I actually was able to like do the Poirot Pals way. I like listened to the pre-read and it was great because it's been 2 years. I kind of forgot what happened. So like listened to the pre-read, read the book, listened to about a third of the debrief the day of the meeting. Then my really good friend called and I was like, you know what? I haven't talked to her in a while. So I stopped. So I have to admit, I did not read all the debrief, which ended up not being great later because during the book club, I was asked about a lot of our choices. And I was like, I honestly don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. And also, or just like, I have no recollection, but it was really cool to like hear other people's perspectives. And also just as a reminder that some people were like, I've never read Poirot. It's not on my radar. And some people were like, I did not like this. And I was like, oh, I guess that is a possibility.
Right.
That you could just like not like Poirot. But also like, they felt kind of bad about not liking it. And I was like, oh, please don't worry.
No.
Like, no one should feel bad about not liking Poirot. Anyways, it was just really cool. It was definitely an out-of-body experience as well. I was like, oh my God, Like I have to be accountable for things I've said and thought.
Right.
But yeah, it was really interesting. Like I think some of the liveliest discussion that might be relevant to listeners, there was a lot of interest in just the differences between the versions of the books that you and I had, in terms of editions and the way they handled like race and things like that. And there was kind of a great debate that started going on about like, do we preserve original text? Do we not? Which is something that I think I kind of had agonized over that when we first started.
Yeah.
And someone said something that was so, like, you know, when somebody has a really good idea and they say it to you and you're like, why didn't I think of that? It's so brilliant and it's so obvious. And she was like, we should have editions with really good footnotes that provide historical context. And I was like,
yeah,
yep.
That's a great idea.
As like why have to choose, I guess? Like, why go back and forth? Why decide if you're the censor or not? Like, why not just provide like some wonderful context to what's going on? And that's interesting because I actually don't see that in any of the editions that we have. Someone was really annoyed that we called Inspector Jap Inspector J. And it was interesting that because I listened to that episode and we had said it just really quickly that we were going to do it. And I was like, oh, I think some context would have been helpful. That phrase was not a racial slur at the time of writing it.
Yeah.
It was one that came later. So obviously we know that. We know it's like, I think it's like a Dutch or a Scottish name. And so we were looking at, though, like, what is the context of hearing that word if you are someone who it's about? And so we had looked, and the like Japanese language versions had changed it. And so we were like, oh, if Japanese audiences would prefer not to hear that word, who are we to be like, deal with it, you know?
I agree. I also want to say that earlier when we were recording, you were discussing your mindset concerning, I think, potentially getting ready for that book club. Maybe that's what it was. Mm-hmm. But he said, okay, Morris. Yeah. And I just want to say how much I love the concept of you referring to yourself by your last name. It's so great. I want to start doing it for myself. I have to start doing it. It's great.
You should. My deep-voiced grandfather would refer to himself that way. It was passed down. So I 100% will address myself that way, especially when I need a pep talk.
That's so amazing. I also love it like out of the context of two friends talking and sharing it. But like, say I was doing like a stand-up show in a town where no one knew me, and like I kind of bombed, and then I'm backstage. I'm like, come on, Lind. Yeah. Come on. Like how freaked out people would be. Like, what the fuck? So great.
I have friends, though, that will refer to me as my last name, even though there's rarely been a situation where it's like, we have two Caitlins. What should we do? Although there was one point in my life where my friend had a Caitlin number 1 and a Caitlin number 2. And obviously I was Caitlin number 1. And I felt really good about that. But my friends will refer to me as Morris. Has a football coach ever like, Lind?
Yes, I'll tell the story. I was in high school. I believe I was a junior, maybe at that point in time. And I was in an advanced European history course. Mm-hmm. And the person who taught it was also the JV, either basketball or football coach. I can't remember his name, but he was a big, tall, blustery dude who probably, you know how like in the 80s, people who were like 32 looked like they were 50? That kind of vibe. He was probably like 40. He looked like he was 55. And what he would do, and I want you to think about this and how this would go over today, is that he would walk up and down the aisles of the classroom, and he would be asking questions. And as people would answer, he would kind of like it was like a popcorn thing, right? He'd ask a question and somebody would answer, but he'd keep walking to be like, yes, that's right. No, that's wrong. Give me the right answer. But as he did that, every young man he would walk past, he would take his hand and he would put it over palm first over your chin and cheeks and rub your face and then comment on whether or not you had shaved that day.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
No, either do I. And that's where I remember he would be like, Lynn, you got some stubble there.
Oh, God. No.
And I'd be like, why are you touching everyone's face? That seems strange.
I feel like you all need free therapy from your school district.
Right. You know, that's definitely just like just being in the school in the 80s. That's called Gen X, right? Yeah. Just like,
oh, boy.
Right. That was crazy. But my friends and partners and other people, I have 3 nicknames. The one that most people use is Chadzo.
Okay. I think I've seen that.
Then there's a section of people who use Chadolee.
That's kind of cute. That's kind of like joyful.
Yeah, it's like Chadolee. And then the only person who calls me Chadsky is Jessica.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So that's it.
I like those. Those are all great nicknames.
Yeah, I like them too.
Luckily, I feel like you had mentioned like the teacher was like the coach and like a subject teacher. And I do wonder, and now I'm going to have to like go back to one of my friends who was on. We bonded by reluctantly being on sports teams together in high school. And he was our coach, but also taught this teacher I'm referencing, not my friend. The teacher was our coach and also our health class teacher, which I hear they do a lot.
There you go.
And that should never, you should never do that. The coach doesn't know anything about teaching people about STDs.
Right. And in fact, might actually know the opposite of what should be taught.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had a lot of like life reflections about his life that we didn't need. But anyways, I do wonder if he called us by our last names and if that was also reinforced because we were his athletes and we were in his class, but I can't remember.
Yeah. I mean, I think there had to have been something in place at my high school that said, we do not carry like the salaries of simply sports coaches. You have to also be teaching, which is a catch-22.
Yeah.
It's like, sure, but also, and then I do also though remember like the health course was, God, that's so interesting. There was this teacher who was also the wrestling coach, and he was not a good guy, and he got suspended or banned or something, or I can't remember.
Of course he did.
He was supposed to be teaching like the semester that myself and a lot of my friends were taking the health class that was going to deal with sex ed. He was supposed to be the teacher, but he couldn't. So they brought in this woman who was a professor at the college in our city. And she was just going to fill in for that specific time until we had Christmas break and then came back and there would be another teacher for other classes, right?
Right, yeah.
And let's just say that she had advanced knowledge of the subject because she was a college teacher and she didn't really know how to disseminate that information, so to speak. Okay. And there were a lot of people sitting in that class going, whoa, like, what? Are we learning this right now? Like, okay. Oh, wow. This is impressive.
It was advanced.
Yeah, it was advanced. And I remember a lot of people giggling and stuff, but then there was a contingent of us, both young men and women, who were like, okay. Gosh darn it. Let's get the notebooks out. Let's take some notes.
Like, this is going to be relevant.
Right. Where's my protractor? Right. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways.
Amazing.
Yeah.
High school moments with Chad.
Okay. So I think we can say that we would like it if people would send emails to us.
Tell us what you think.
And it's poirotpals@gmail.com. And I check it multiple times a week.
We also are on Instagram at Poirot Pals, and who knows, maybe I'll look at Instagram again between now and next year. Yeah, I'm just really excited for our next year of Poirot Pals. after we finish Christmas and Ackroyd, who knows how long that could take. I think, what do we have on deck? Is it the big four?
It is. I was going to bring something up, and I'll bring it up now because I don't. I mean, I know that you basically were like, Chad, after I have the baby, I want to be on the phone with you as much as possible. And I said, yes. I understand that, Caitlin. So we can just talk strategy. But
talk strategy. I'm like, the baby's crying and I'm like, quiet. I'm just talk strategy.
You ate 4 hours ago. So,
oh no.
No, just kidding. That's terrible. But you have told me that the big four is potentially not her finest work.
No.
So what I was wondering is, because this year we won't be recording a Halloween episode. Should we do like a Halloween episode after we finish the other two books?
Oh God.
And then people can just listen to it next Halloween, right? Like, I mean,
who knows? It could take us until October, and that would be perfect. No, we will do some kind of, like, once we're back in a bit of a rhythm, we do want to do some kind of fun Halloween programming, maybe with like short stories or other books that maybe aren't Poirot but are hers, that kind of thing. Because those have been really fun and very well received.
Definitely.
The nice thing, though, about the Christmas episodes is that eventually they'll be done.
They will be.
And someone in the future will stumble upon the entire completed series at the appropriate time, and they're going to have a wonderful Christmas experience.
They're going to love it.
Yeah, and like, we're aware that best practices say that you should have a regular schedule if you want to grow your audience.
Oh, absolutely. Yep, we are aware of it.
I don't know if we've really processed it completely.
Yeah. Yes, I'm aware that the fan that's in my recording room needs dusting.
We can be aware of a lot of things.
Right.
What a good way to send people out into the world. Increased awareness. We can always use it in so many different contexts.
Could not agree more. Could not agree more. Yeah, I think that this is a really exciting time. And I just say this like, because I think they're, to me, just linked. I'm really excited for the next year of this podcast. And I'm also really excited about the next year of our friendship.
Yes.
I'm super excited to, I mean, I like Uncle Chad as kind of just a being. I'm that person to some young people at this point, and I enjoy it very much.
Okay. Ooh.
And I will just tell you that if there's ever a period of time where you're like, things are out of control right now, I really could use help from Uncle Chad. It's not that long of a flight from Chicago to Atlanta. It can happen quickly. And I'm a big fan of staying in small places. So like, just like Chad, here's a closet, stay there.
But hold the baby.
Hold the baby in the closet. Exactly.
Perfect. Yeah. And I mean, you have a lot of practice having recorded in many closets. It's a familiar environment for you.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah. No, it's going to be, I feel something like, not to get too cheesy, but something that is very cool about bringing this new little life into the world is that she has some amazing adults around her. And that's awesome. Really encouraging. So many wonderful friends, family, but then kind of extended friendship family. She's going to be a lucky lady.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes.
Yay. Well, here's to year 3. We're going to do something. We're going to do something.
We are. This has been a blast. Thank you so much for listening. And thank you, Caitlin, for taking the time to record today. It's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Sweet.